Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm gonna be reviewing the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena. If I'm not wrong, I think that's the longest Goosebumps title for a book. If I'm not wrong, maybe Toy Tower Batteries Included is the longest. I'll have to count. But yeah. Also, I know I forgot about this whole Goosebumps podcast thing. I said I was gonna hope for like 20 episodes by the end of the year or something like that. And we got to 2. It's been like 2 months, I think. I just kind of forgot about it. And to be honest, it was kind of trash. So yeah, I might start doing that thing again, Goosebumps podcast. Yeah, it might be also book reviews too. So this is the first book review in this Goosebumps podcast thing. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Well, I just firstly want to say the reprint cover and the original cover, they're both decent. I'll just say that. I'd probably give the reprint cover a 6.5 out of 10, which is pretty high now that I think about it. And then the original cover, I'll probably give it also 6.5 out of 10, but it's a bit higher, but it's not a whole 0.5 higher. So I'll probably say, if we're counting like any number, I'd say 6.7, which sounds really specific, but it's just not. It's not 6.5, but it's not 7. I just got a bit sidetracked there. Let's talk about the book now. The book is basically about Jordan and his younger sister Nicole. They live in Pasadena in the United States, which is known for being a really hot place. Just the sun is always just beaming down on them, which is kind of how it feels here in Australia sometimes. And yeah, they've never seen snow in their life, and they would do anything to just see snow. It makes sense. They're always hot in the sun, and they want to see snow. That's really obvious. I don't know why I had to state that. But yeah, their dad is did it say famous photographer? I don't know if he was a famous photographer or just a photographer from a magazine. I think it was for a magazine. And the company asked him to go to Alaska to take photos of some stuff there. But then with one other thing, they wanted him to find the Abominable Snowman, which is, if you guys don't know, kind of impossible. But Jordan and Nicole, they beyond excited, because obviously Alaska is a very cold place. But they'll soon realize that it's a bit too cold. So when they get there, they're kind of disappointed. Like, the whole town where they're going to be staying is just 2 or 3 streets long. It was called, what's the name of the town? I don't know if it's a real town or not, but, sorry guys. I think it was like Iknek or something. Like a random name like that. I don't know if it's a real place. So yeah, they go to Alaska, that little Icknick place, I think it's called. I might be butchering the name, or it's a completely different name. I'll have to check back in the book later and maybe pin it in the comments or something. So yeah, they get to Alaska, and then it turns out they actually have to go to this little cabin, like a few miles away from the little town. They also have this guy called Arthur. He basically like takes them there to the cabin. It kind of stays with them. So yeah, they basically freeze to death on the way there. Jordan gets stuck in this little crevice and they have to put like this rope thing down to just save him, I guess, so he doesn't freeze. So yeah, they finally make it to the cabin, and I think they just go to sleep as soon as they get there because they're tired, and then they wake up. They see these giant footsteps right outside the cabin, and they all think it's the Snowman's, the Abominable Snowman's footprints. And then they hear Jordan laughing in the corner. It turns out it was him all along. He like went out in the middle of the night to make these footsteps, which is kind of a dumb idea. Like, wouldn't you rather just get some sleep instead of trying to annoy people? So then what happens after that? And then Jordan and his sister, they go to this like little cave kind of thing, and they just have a little look around in there, and then like a little avalanche happens, so then they kind of get trapped in the cave. And so they're looking for a way to get out, and then they stumble across this giant block of ice, and which has a giant monkey looking thing. And it was the Abominable Snowman. So yeah, and then they accidentally awake it from its like sleeping. I think he like goes into an ice block to sleep. That's something that didn't make sense. Like, does he just freeze as soon as he goes to sleep? So he wakes up and like grabs them and like finds this little, the snowman finds this little entrance exit in the cave they got stuck in, and then he starts walking over to another cave, which they assumed is where his other Abominable Snowman friends are. But then this book has a lot of stuff that just makes no sense, and it's just really convenient for the story. Like, the snowman just drops the kids and then just walks away, like midway to the other cave, and he just doesn't explain that whatsoever. So then they go back to the cabin and then find their dad, and then the dad thinks it's a good idea to go back to the cave where his kids almost just got eaten by a supernatural monster. So then they go there and they find the snowman in his resting place, like the giant ice block, and they take him they put him in his in this like little storage container that they were gonna bring back to Pasadena. And then they come back, and then Arthur's missing. Like, they see him, but he takes off all the supplies, and it doesn't explain that too. Like, he just kind of goes away. They try to chase after him, but then it's just no use. Like, it never explained anything, like, about why he just left them there. It's dumb. I wish it got explained more. So then they take him back to Pasadena and lock him in this kind of freezer thing. But before they put him in like the storage container, Jordan grabbed a couple of snowballs out of the cave and then threw them in the storage container, because he thought, because there's no snow whatsoever in Pasadena, he could pull out a random snowball and just chuck it at one of his friends. And just imagine the shock on their face. So yeah, they go back to Pasadena, and they this, what was her name? It was, I think it was Laura. That's Jordan and Nicole's friend. She doesn't believe that they saw the Abominable Snowman, so they take her into the room and and show her. And then while she's looking, they throw like a little, they get one of the snowballs and chuck it at her. But another thing, it doesn't explain this whatsoever. It hits the tree next to them, and then the tree just turns into snow. Well, it doesn't turn into snow, like it gets covered with snow. Like snow just appears out of nowhere all over their backyard and just keeps spreading. And it doesn't explain how that happens too. But that's the main thing why I didn't like this book as much as I could. Like, it just doesn't explain so much stuff. But then Laura makes a snowball out of that magic snow and then chucks it at Nicole, and then she turns it to an ice block. So then they try everything they can do to unfreeze her, but they think it's a good idea to get out the Abominable Snowman and get him to unfreeze Nicole, which is a dumb idea, but it was the only idea that worked. So then the snowman unfreezes Nicole, and then he just runs off. It doesn't explain where he ran off to. All we know is he just ran off. And the thing that Stein could have expanded on a little bit. The story does feel a bit rushed, to be honest, though. So then they know that these snowballs are like magic. So then they bury them in like this empty lot of land next to their house. So they bury it, and then the kids bullies, they take out the snowballs, and then then the book just ends, because we all know what they're probably going to do with it, just freeze each other. I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars, which if you convert that into like a 1 to 10 ranking, that's 6 stars. So, which is average, I guess. Like 4, 5, 6, that's probably just average. Here, let me just set what I think my ranking system is for these books. 0, 1, 2, 3 is books that I did not enjoy reading whatsoever. What is it? And then like 4, 5, 6, that's average. I don't know if I said 7 was also average before. Ranks kind of turned off. So then 7, 8 is books that I really enjoyed. And then 10 is like best books ever, like Beast from the East, Welcome to Camp Nightmare, Monster Blood. So yeah, this one's just on the average side of these books. Would I recommend reading it? To be honest, not really. If you're looking for like a snow kind of story, like that kind of atmosphere, I think Beware the Snowman will be a better book. That's like 8 stars, I think I gave it. 8 out of 10. They kind of have the same kind of idea, like looking for like a snowman kind of thing. Except this one's the Yeti, not the Abominable Snowman or Yeti, whatever you want to call it. And then Beware the Snowman is like just like an actual snowman, like made of snow. So yeah, there isn't really much else to say about this book, to be honest. So yeah, quick summary. 6 out of 10. Covers all right, and the book didn't really explain stuff that happened in it well enough. So that's one of the main reasons why it was so low. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review of The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, Goosebumps number 38. And I'll see you soon in the next video. I have some videos planned in a couple of days, so yeah, stay tuned.